One night I realized that when we're starting to like someone, all of a sudden we notice that we start noticing the positive traits in them, right? We only notice the positive traits, and that's the confirmation, the halo effect. But then,
The phenomenon you are
like I said in the video, that the opposite effect happens, which in this case I
describing
realize
is known
it's
as
called
the
negativity bias,
in
right?
relationships.
So let's continue with this
This
because
bias
this is
refers
very
to the
interesting.
tendency for our attention. It can impact both the initial stages of falling in love as well as the process of falling out of love. When we are infatuated with someone during the early stages of a relationship, we often idealize them and focus on their positive qualities. However, as the relationship progresses and becomes more familiar, the negativity bias can come into play. We may start to notice and amplify the negative traits or behaviors of our partner, while overlooking their positive aspects.
And this usually happens when the relationship is under descent, and you're noticing that if somebody's falling all out of love, this is what usually happens. The negativity bias just comes into play.
This shift in perception can be attributed to a combination of psychological and neurological factors. Psychologically, it is believed that the initial intense emotions and infatuation we experience in the early stages of a relationship create a sort of rose-colored glasses effect. We are more likely to overlook flaws and only see the positive aspects of our partner. As the intensity of these emotions subsides, we begin to see our partner more realistically, including their imperfections.
But I don't. But I believe that even though we're starting to see the imperfections, they won't annoy us. You get what I'm saying? It's when their personality has like the screeching sound effects of nails crawling at a blackboard. Like, we notice their flaws and we accept them, but what makes it that you guys are actually drifting apart and you guys actually need some distance and therapy, right? And maybe a restraining order, is that they're starting to annoy you. Like, and honestly, this is with anybody. The feeling of annoyance means that things that you guys need some distance.
Neurologically, the brain's reward system plays a role in the negativity bias. During the early stages of love, the brain releases chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, which contribute to feelings of euphoria and attachment. Over
All right, the AI is starting to become a German now.
time, these neurochemicals contribute to feelings of euphoria and attachment. Over time, these neurochemical responses diminish, leading to a decrease in the positive emotions associated with the relationship.
Well, think about it, right? It's almost like when when you get addicted to something. Let's just say you do heroin, right? The high of the heroin is at first. That's the positivity bias or the halo effect. But then as you start taking in that high, you start getting used to it, right? And that's where you have the chemistry with someone, and you had to have flaws, but you're getting used to them. So now the high that they give you, the dopamine that you guys experience now, are it's almost like the smoke is clearing out and like the lights are turning on at the club, and now you can see the person for who they are, right? And now that's when you find out whether or not the person is for you or not. But the problem is that what you tend to uncover once the fog of happiness and the fog of the early love goes away is that in reality, this what you're feeling is really discomfort. The high that you felt before now turns into negativity. Now you're not even getting high no more. Now you're just doing it to cover the pain. And now getting high causes pain. And this usually means that you guys are just not meant for each other. Once the high of the relationship goes away, and this usually happens after 2 or 3 months, what people will notice is that they're either going to be annoyed by them or turned off by them, or they're just going to feel this tender love for them. And this either happens when they realize they don't like you, which is like in the beginning, the high goes away, or when you realize that this long relationship is actually coming to an end. And this is the thing, is that from noticing my aunt and my uncle, the relationship didn't end. What happened was that they actually took space for a few months and they stopped talking. And that distance and then going back together made them realize that they actually loved each other. And so sometimes you feel annoyed because you guys just might need some distance and you guys might need to talk. And to this day, they're still together, and that's why they love each other. But That's why every relationship that's long term has some separations. They broke up. Like any 60-year-old relationship or marriage, they'll tell you that there's been moments where they broke up, and that's actually a healthy thing. Because humans were not meant to live for that long. So humans were not meant to have that type of long relationships, because most humans died in their 30s or 40s back then.
Consequently, our attention may shift towards negative aspects, as the brain's reward system is no longer producing the same level of pleasure. As falling out of love progresses, the negativity bias can intensify.
It says this.
As the brain's reward system is no longer producing the same level of pleasure. As falling out of love progresses, the negativity bias can intensify. We may become hypersensitive to our partner's flaws and shortcomings, magnifying even the smallest annoyances or mistakes. This bias can lead to increased arguments, nitpicking, and a general feeling of dissatisfaction in the relationship.
When somebody likes you, they look at the bright side. When somebody likes you, they'll find your quirks. And when somebody has a potential for love, they'll find your quirkiness attractive. They'll find your weaknesses endearing. They'll find your faults as something that they're encouraged to work on. They'll find your goals and they'll be your cheerleader. But when somebody has no potential for love, they won't feel that sense of cheerleading you. They won't find the beauty in your flaws. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.